Good morning, Haylett Nation. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. This is Haylett Auto and RV, and that comes in between 53 to 5,400 pounds, the Grey Wolf 23MK here at Haylett RV. Seen today in the standard series with the corrugated skin. Keep in mind, we very commonly, about half the time, keep this in stock in Black Label edition as well. Today we just happen to be looking at a non-Black Label version, but the same layout. This is one of the more popular members of the Cherokee camping family in the couples camping segment for very, very good reason. It gives us half-ton towability or big SUV towability at less than 5,400 pounds with a ton of really fun features like nice sealed edge counters, an electric fireplace, full travel accessibility. There's just a laundry list of things this one does well. It's got that big 12-volt fridge and a really smart kind of outdoor mini camp kitchen that I kind of liken to something a little bit more like a drink station. Now this has become an exceptionally popular layout, not just among the Cherokee offerings here at Haylett RV, but even Wildwood and Catalina now have their own version of it. We're seeing this floor plan be copied by laminated builders. And that's the thing, the Cherokee group has become so popular. They're really influencing even laminated RV production, because if you're looking, a lot of things that you would consider laminated RV features, like the sealed edge countertops, electric space heating fireplace, big giant stainless farm sink, black stainless at that, looking great, those big 12-volt refrigerators, and a new addition, a standard 15,000 BTU Coleman Quieter Cooling air conditioner here. Those are things you find in Cherokee and Grey Wolf campers every single day of the week. You know, they've really stepped it up. So really the only difference is just the shell construction. And this is light enough. I mean, you're fitting well within that half-ton towable kind of category. So why pay more? That's the idea behind it. You can still tow it. It still has all the features you're looking for. Save a mint with a conventionally constructed RV, and if you still want that fancy pants fiberglass, then give us a call and say, hey, I like that 23MK. Do you got one of them in that smexy Black Label laying around with the fiberglass skin? And we'll get you camping that way. That's the cool thing. They kind of build it both ways. Now, something over here. This sofa can fold down into a little guest sleeper if need be. The big dinette can do that as well, but notice how we've got breeze windows all the way around this thing. And you've got the blackout roller zebra shades right there whenever you need them. But take a look at this. They did a really good job of giving us some good door side window coverage on an RV with a driver's side slide out. That's not always easy to do. Easy reach outlets, and that's another thing. It's not the biggest camper, but it's actually got a pretty functional kitchen space. I want to just give you kind of a quick look around here. And then let's start with that big 12-volt DC compressor fridge over there and just start opening everything up. But specifically look beside the stove right there right now, if you would. Because if you notice, you can actually kind of repurpose the sink cover as a side splash. And this is something I wish more RV producers would kind of become in tune with. If you, do me a favor, if you agree with what I'm saying, hit the like button on this video. Do you wish RV builders would start including more side splashes from the factory level, as opposed to coming up with a creative solution like this? Because I know I sure would, but at the same time, I like how they've really given us, a very functional solution here. And I always feel like an infomercial, but wait, there's more! Just pay $9.99 plus shipping and processing with your slap chop today and get the handy backsplash cutting board. Just pay shipping and processing. Although at Haylett RV we don't do hidden fees, so you don't even got to worry about that. Now over here, our converter, it is lithium capable. By the way, there's a little switch inside. You flip between a lead acid battery and a lithium type battery. Battery disconnect and 12-volt monitor panel, those are included with the Cherokee Juice Pack, which is a very effective battery maintainer that will significantly extend your dry camp time. Common question on these DC fridges is, are they going to be decent for boondocking, or aren't they going to eat my battery up? And they actually run at very low amperage, only like 3 or 4 amps once they're at like cruising speed, basically, which takes less than an hour, by the way, because those things cool about 4 times faster than a common passive absorption fridge. They are beastly, and they are absolutely the type of fridge I think I would prefer in my own RV. If you want some more info, leave me a little note. I'll fill you in there. 2 big drawers instead of 2 small ones or 3 small ones means you're, you know that annoying spatula that says like, no, you're not going to open this drawer. You don't have that problem here. Space for a wastebasket? You might be going like, what is that big boxy thing? This has a little, remember, outside kind of, sort of camp kitchen, drink station, whatever you want to call it. But look at this. even where you're not looking, you see how that's on a plywood platform, like the plywood flooring that we're walking on. Cherokee has become what is known in the industry as an alpha brand. They are a dominant force. And that means that they get to demand a little bit better materials go into the construction of their RVs. Like backers behind outside speakers in a Cherokee, they're going to be plywood, not scrap left over. Also something you're not seeing, with their buying power, they've been able to upgrade their electronics so that if you want to hook to that control panel with your phone and operate it wirelessly, you can, although you don't have to, because you still just got buttons you can clickety-clack the live long day. That skylight up top has a shade you can draw so you don't get cooked like an ant under a magnifying glass, by the way. And that electric space heating fireplace. First of all, you can just turn it on for visual only function. Secondly, if you want to, you can kick that thing on and get a lot of bonus heat without burning up your propane. Now you see how there are doors for access to the storage below the dinette right there. Pardon me, no, not even doors. Not door number 1, door number 2. Drawer number 1. Drawer number 2, full extension, so you don't got to rip the whole thing apart to get to your storage, which is, I think, always a crowd pleaser feature. Now this bathroom is absolutely enormous, which something I like because it's a small camper that actually gives me place to be able to put on pants without bending over and hitting my head. And that XL vent fan is something that in this class you don't typically find. You can aftermarket upgrade fans, but now you don't have to. Now it's factory warranted. And you're going to see this bathroom has some fantastic storage space. It's almost like Cherokee took a little bit of a page made out of, like, say, Rockwood's books. Rockwood's very good about incorporating a lot of storage space here. And look at the floor space in this bathroom. I could stretch out, like, as far as I wanted from that toilet. And I'm not kicking nothing. It's fantastic. Now, as we pivot a little bit, we come up to an extra large sink. And you might notice a couple of these little... I call them like propaganda stickers, the little advertising stickers from Cherokee, how they're kind of curling. I'm glad they're doing that because that means that these stickers are very easily removed, so you're not going to have an ugly sticker mess all over your RV when you take it home, although we do clean the RVs at no additional charge to you every time here at Haylets on any new RV. But I mentioned how we were going to see a lot of storage in this bathroom, and so far you've only seen a little bit. Just like a Rockwood, like I mentioned, you're getting like a whole second dedicated kind of linen closet. You could easily convert that into some kind of hanging closet. You could convert it into some sort of pantry since it's right next to the kitchen. There's a lot of different... What would you use this for? Leave me a comment and let me know. Because I'm racking my head about all the stuff we have in our bathroom, and I don't think I'd even fill those bottom 2 shelves, let alone that whole top area, plus the linen storage above the toilet behind me. Now this is an extra large radius shower right here. That's something that doesn't always like translate into video. It is a big place where if you got big long arms like me, you can actually get in there and, get your, well, I would say your hair, but haha, yeah, obviously I don't have any. Thanks, Mother Nature. Actually, losing my hair is like one of the coolest things ever. It's so easy to get ready in the morning. But just to give you an idea what kind of headroom a taller person like me has in the shower, I need my head in the bubble a little bit. But I'm in the shower like just a couple minutes a day. I fit in the rest of the RV fine. So that means that Cherokee and the Grey Wolf series here has saved me some weight and some cost and some exterior height by not, you could say, overbuilding the camper. Now, some couples don't go to bed at the same time. My wife and I are a perfect example that I am a night owl and she's a responsible adult who has a family to take care of, and she embraces that responsibility, I'm going to admit, better than me. So she can be up here snoozing in this very, like, almost double private bedroom because you had 2 doors you have to go through. While I could still be in the living room staying up way too later. You guys ever fall into that rabbit hole on your phone where you're like, I'll just watch one more video, and then at like 2:30 in the morning you're like, where am I? What part of the internet is this? Ah! And if our peaceful little slumber is interrupted, you can reach over right there by the household and USB plugs in that side stand, grab your phone, see what time it is, lift up that privacy shade, and enjoy a good view of your campsite out this big door side window right here, which also opens for airflow. You can see, was that a raccoon or was that a bear? And nobody wants it to be a bear. Anyway. TV hookup straight across from the bed. You'll see that same TV bracket used over here in the living room and even outside. But what I also wanted to show you is that with the slide out retracted, we maintain effectively full access to this RV with pretty much everything except the television. And then with all these nice campsite windows, especially with that full viewing window in the entry door, what you can do if you're at a campsite, well, like a park site, you can peek out the InvisiView entry door, which is nerdism number 37, I think, if I'm paying attention. You can see, is that shirtless Uncle Josh the RV nerd over there by his camper sewer station? Maybe I should hang out here for a minute and sip on my coffee while, you know, he finishes up his business. So we don't have an awkward exchange by the sewer hookups, because, yeah, nobody wants that. And this is why I call it InvisiView, because just a second ago we were looking right out that window talking about me being ugly and shirtless by the sewer hookup station, which there might be some truth to that. But you're not seeing into the window. You still get some good privacy there, and it's got such a beautiful, like, shiny glass front on it. But that little kind of, what is it? Oh, not almost like frosted glass. What do they call that when they do it on like mirrors? I can't remember. Crap! It's early and I'm not caffeinated yet. But the little Grey Wolf badging on the bottom there, I think it just looks tremendous. Now, we've also got our stable steps here. Now, the thing is, these are the quick and easy set adjustable variety of stable steps, and they are also fully removable. Although on a two-step camper like this, usually you don't have a problem with clearance flipping those steps up and down. And this is that little drink station I was kind of telling you about over here. I love the way that this door drops down like drawbridge style. Because there's one thing I've noticed around like a campsite, like when you're making s'mores, have you ever noticed how most of the time you're trying to do some like amazing gymnast juggling act with like plates and marshmallows and all kinds of crap on your lap? Well, you don't have to do that here. You've got yourself that handy built-in ice maker, and to get some water to it, check that out. They basically build an outside shower into this thing right here, and the nozzles are right above, by the way. Now that thing right there, as long as you got water, you got electricity, folks, you got ice. Those things crank out the ice cubes very, very nicely. And the little mini fridge out here gives you the ability to keep some either, you know, water, maybe some little juice barrels for the grandkids or something like that on hand, maybe a couple barley pops that you got to pop the top open or whatever. Put the good drinks inside, keep the cheap drinks outside for those mooch guests, by the way. There's a pro tip from your Uncle Josh, your RV nerd, yes, sir. But what I was getting at, this down here, it acts like a neat little prep table, serving table, things like that. And in the meantime, you're not missing out on any of the entertainment because you got your speakers giving you your favorite kind of music, and the speakers are lower to the ground, so they're not blowing the neighbors away. Outside TV hookups, and then right down here, got yourself a propane cooker hooker. So if you feel like putting a little grill or Blackstone or something outside, you got a perfect place to do it, yes sir. Then as we jump up front here, one of the things you're going to see over on the right side is the charge controller for the Juice Pack solar option. It's telling us right now you got 12.9 volts left in that battery being unused. Now that will live update as you're using different lights in the RV. It will actually live update up and down to show you how much power is in active reserve on that battery in a given time. The battery monitor on the inside of the RV does that as well. Both of those come with the Juice Pack, as does a handy battery disconnect so that phantom load doesn't eat the battery alive. And you're seeing a single battery on the front here. Your first battery and box are included at no additional charge for you from Haylett RV. Now, on these Cherokee campers with the Juice Pack, that's actually already included from the factory, which is exceptionally rare. Easy swap 20-pound tanks here, and the Quick Jack, the Cherokee Quick Jack, it's called the Turbo Jack on here, but take a look at this. The little video sample I'm showing you operates slightly differently, but the same concept. Basically, with a simple power drill in 8 seconds, you can put that jack up or down. And what's cool is the exact same nut adapter, basically, that goes on that drill to operate that tongue jack, will also operate your 4-corner stabilizer jacks. So you can turn yourself into a Dale Jarrett NASCAR pit crew, or whoever your driver is. I don't follow NASCAR. Is Dale Jarrett a driver? I think I've heard that name. I don't even know. I'm a Dungeons & Dragons nerd. Don't laugh at me. Doing a David Blaine teleport, you can see the prep for the slide awnings up there, making that process simpler and easier. You've also got a dedicated courtesy light right there. That is on its own switch on the inside of the RV. I've seen people, when the battery's hooked up, they'll start flicking switches and one switch does nothing, like, this thing's broken, it doesn't do nothing. Well, that's because it's actually operating your courtesy light over here, so that if you need to get out in the middle of the night, you have one single dump station on this, by the way. All the gray and the black, everything comes out right there. You can see what you're doing and then turn it off. So that, you know, if you're the shirtless neighbor in the morning doing the sewer stuff, the neighbor can see you're out there and they can choose to avoid you. I think it probably goes both ways, guys. Anyway, black tank flush and outside shower with hot and cold. Now that is in addition to the kind of basically outside shower that we saw on the door side of the RV by the little kind of mini drink station, the convenience bar. What do we want to call that on the other side of the RV, by the way? And another thing down here, these wheels have handy little tire pressure indicators on the valve stem caps so that at a glance you can kind of get a bead. Do I need to put air in these tires or not? Is it green or red? It'll flip red when needed. That being said, please still double check. I don't believe in cutting corners on safety items. At the very least, before you leave, flick that thing a couple times with your finger just to make sure the little spinny flipper doodle in the middle didn't get some kind of locked up or something like that. I have heard very rare reports of that happening, and sometimes just a quick little flickety flack with your middle finger there, because, you know, flick, that's I usually flick with my middle finger, not because I'm giving it the, you know what? I think you know what I mean, and this is a situation like when I say something stupid to my wife and I think, hey, if I talk more, I can fix it. I can't fix it. It's too late. All Cherokee campers have walkable roofs and slides. I don't know that I talk about that much, but that slide out is basically built like a miniature Cherokee camper that just installs into the side of a Cherokee camper. Now, just below that walkable roof line, you're actually seeing not just backup camera prep, a backup camera. That is something that very recently was adopted on the Cherokee family travel trailers, and I think it's a pretty cool feature. Like, I like how Rockwood does the tire pressure monitoring system. Cherokee decided to go a different way and include a different kind of safety object for you. Now, over there in our parts and service center, we could apply that exact same camera, say over here to this Jayco. But isn't it cool that it's installed from the factory? It's warranted by the factory now. Little things like that make a lot of sense to me. Cherokee's been doing this cargo rack on the back for years, and I don't believe they were the first one, but they certainly are the most prolific at it. And you see other brands jumping on the bandwagon now, and for good reason. That 200-pound cargo rack on the back there gives you places to put things like bikes, coolers, and you do not need to take the spare tire off to flip that down. By the way, that spare tire is optional. That's not a standard piece of equipment, and I really want to point that out. Because it seems like, especially as folks shop around the internet, everyone's always looking for everything $1 cheaper. Someone could sell you this camper for $100 cheaper without that spare tire on there. And maybe they just don't have the care and concern for your family's, you know, weekend enjoyment that we do here at Haylets. I hope you don't ever need that spare tire, folks. But that's the kind of things that we consider. I don't want you to lose out on your very limited vacation time because of a stupid flat tire, spending half the day waiting for somebody to come help you on the side of the road. Forget that. Get it fixed, get to your campsite, replace the spare once you get there. That's what we want you to be able to do. But understand, we obviously don't want you to have to do that. So if you've seen some things today that you enjoy about this RV, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, then click the little like button on the video, and leave me a little comment. What do you like about the camper? Or, if this isn't exactly the right one, let us know what it is you'd prefer to see. And maybe I got some suggestions, something else here that might work for you here at our family-owned and operated facility. Been here since 1989. We're a mom and pop shop. We're just a really big one. We're not a big box store, and you get the big city deals here, but you still get the benefit of that small town service. So if that sounds good, remember, the only thing we don't do is hidden dealer fees. We only do everything else. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylet camping, everybody. Thank you very much.